What's going on, everybody, man? Welcome back to another episode of the Najee Wilkins Show, man. I'm blessed, honored, man, to be here with three-star recruit Grady Adamson. We're going to get into everything with his recruiting. Just committed to Yellow Jackets, so we'll talk about that as well. And this is his career at Deer Creek. It was phenomenal this past season, leading them to a 9-3 record in the semifinals. But without further ado, though, let's go ahead. Let's bring him on. What's going on, Grady?
Not much. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you coming on.
For sure. For sure. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So, Grady, man, kind of walk me through, for the audience that don't know you, just do a little introduction about yourself, a little bit about your football career, and kind of take me back to the upbringing a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've always grown up around football. My dad is he's been a coach like the past 20 years. So just grew up around football. Just been around it my whole life. So it's honestly just been kind of something that I've never lived without. So I've been in Oklahoma for the past 7 years, and so I've been with Deer Creek and playing with them the last 7 years.
Got you. Now, before you went to Deer Creek in Oklahoma, where were you at before?
So I was actually born in Connecticut, and then I lived in California for about 7 years.
Okay, pretty cool, man. Okay. And, and,
Yeah.
and if you had to say, is there any big difference between balling like, California, Connecticut, and kind of Oklahoma?
I mean, I bet. I mean, I wasn't quite old enough to see that because I was more of just playing flag football in California. So I didn't play tackle until I got to Oklahoma.
Okay, got you, man. Now, for those that don't know, what is Oklahoma football kind of like? Walk me kind of through what it's like on a Friday night practices. How is it playing football in Oklahoma?
I mean, I think most people probably underestimate it. I mean, we play some pretty big time football. I mean, um, we have really good coaches, really good staff. So they get us ready every week, and then we go out and play on Fridays. And there's usually we got a lot of people out there, so it's a big time thing in Oklahoma.
Got you. And then if you can kind of talk about how's kind of the atmospheres as well. Is it usually packed houses? Kind of how's the kind of environment?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely. I'd say it depends on the game, but definitely earlier in the season playing those like closer rival schools that it's pretty packed in there.
Okay. All right, got you. Now, if you can just talk a little bit about, let's go back to last season. Talk about kind of leading your team to 9-3 into the semifinals. Kind of how was that year for you last year? How would you rate it overall? And talk about kind of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say we definitely we started a little slow, but we definitely picked it up throughout the season, and um, we definitely should have made it to that state final game, but it's fine. Here we are. We definitely learned a lot more, I'd say, from losing that game, and just definitely just getting got more of a positive lesson out of it. So we, I mean, we. Um, Offensively, I'd say we executed pretty well. I mean, this year I think we could execute a little better, and defensively, I think we'll be just as good or even better as we were last year.
Got you. Now, if you can, Grady, talk a little bit about the relationship kind of building. Let's start with the QB coach where you're at Deer Creek. Kind of talk about that relationship, kind of being able to kind of lean on him for different things, kind of being able to talk to him and kind of go through different things, progressions, reads, what you're seeing on the field. Talk about that relationship.
Yeah, so he came to Deer Creek my freshman year. So my first year in high school was his first year there too. So we've definitely like grown a lot offensively the past couple years, and just I mean learning his system and going through film work and different classroom work with him has definitely progressed my game a lot. So I definitely wouldn't have had the seasons, and it wouldn't be the same offense without him.
No doubt. And then let's talk a little bit about kind of your relationship with your OC, offensive coordinator, kind of
Yeah.
how that's been, how that's helped elevate and progress your goal.
Yeah, no, I mean we got a great relationship. I mean I can go to him for anything. I mean he's I mean I think it's the best thing when you can just talk to your coach about anything, honestly, and just truly I mean be open to him. So it's definitely he's definitely a great guy, a great mentor for me.
No doubt. Now, I'm gonna throw you in kind of the hot corner. I want you to kind of answer. What do you think is the best part of your game if someone was to put you to test and they said, Grady, what's the best part of the game? What would you say?
Um, I would say probably just being able to keep some plays alive. I think I can. I mean, I mean, if the play goes something goes wrong or something messes up, I think I can keep it alive and extend the play. So that's what I would say.
Has that always been kind of, because I was watching your film before you came on, like, has that always been a part of your game, or did you kind of like, naturally always had that?
Yeah, I think honestly, I think from all I can remember, I mean, I even in flag football when I was a kid, I'd scramble around and see those guys downfield and throw it and chuck it over to them for the touchdown. So I think it's just a part that I've always had in my game.
Got you. Now let me ask you this. I was watching your tape too, and just want to break down different facets of your game. Now I noticed too, sometimes pressure will come, but you're never sped up in any kind of way. Like you're able to see the pressure, you step up, you climb the pocket, like you just said, you're throwing those big throws down the field, or you're hitting your receiver in stride across the middle. Just talk about that, how you able to stay cool, calm, collected when pressure's coming at you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely just comes with reps. I mean, definitely like my sophomore year, I was probably a little bit more happy-footed, a little more kind of get out of there. But I think just knowing your offense and just knowing and trusting your guys, I think that just comes with it.
Got you. Now, if you can, another part of your game that stood out to me was just your way that you go through your progressions, right? Again, you're not sped up, but you're looking at one, like you can hit three guys this consistently. Like I was looking at you go 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's not there. Let me look for the next guy, and then you're throwing it. So talk about that, as you said, being patient, but going through your full progression, then you're gonna definitely have to have on the next level and being able to know where to go with the football.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also all starts from like uh, our my coach. So I mean, we every day we work on just our feet and progression. Even just throwing routes on air, we're always working that progression in our feet. So I think it just becomes muscle memory at the end of the day, and just I mean, after all those reps, it just becomes easy.
No doubt. Now I noticed too, man, when you throw downfield, right, you don't have to always like. Sometimes guys like they struggle, they're winding up. I mean, it's just a clean, fluid motion when you're throwing it deep like that. So, have you always just had that arm strength talent, or has that again been something that you had to kind of develop into?
Yeah, I mean, I think just growing up around some good coaches, I think that definitely helped me just have some good fundamentals growing up, and so I think it's always just kind of been a part of the game, just having that knowledge and the fundamentals to be able to throw it far.
No doubt about it. Now I want to ask you, kind of, what is your schedule looking like now, Grady? Obviously, we are in April, so kind of, I know you guys are going to have obviously your season when it starts in August, but will you guys have a spring game? Kind of, how does it look right now? How's your offseason training looking at the moment?
Yeah, so I mean, we're working out and running every day, and then we we'll have spring ball starting in like May 13th, and then we got like a inter squad kind of skirmish thing after at the end of that, and then we'll do some like 7-on-7 stuff during the summer, and then we'll have like a scrimmage, and then the season starts in the fall.
No doubt about it. Now for Deer Creek, I'm kind of putting you on the platform. Just talk about some of the guys that we should watch out for, including yourself next season for Deer Creek.
Yeah, I mean on the offensive side, I mean like Mason Smith, I think he's a 25 as well. He's been a big time receiver for me the past couple years, and then I mean Jalen Davis, also a receiver. He's 26. Um, we'll have two. I mean, we'll have two good running backs, Lamar and Junior. They'll both be good, and then I mean our O line is always good. We can always execute, and they can always get their job done on the offensive line.
Got you. Now I know recently you competed in the Under Armour Next in DFW. Just trying to talk about that experience. You were recently recognized by Andrew Ives of 247 Sports. So I just want to break that down. Just talk about your experience there. What you enjoy most about being at the camp.
Yeah, I mean it's always good to get around the other quarterbacks and just kind of even just learn from them and get better from them and just compete against them. I think I mean there's good coaching and it definitely just I mean even just 1% just helped us get better a little bit and gave us a day to compete against each other.
No doubt. And then how cool was it to be kind of recognized by Andrew Ives of 247 Sports?
Yeah, I mean I'm definitely grateful for it. It was definitely cool to have, so I definitely appreciated it.
No doubt about it. Now, Grady, if you had to say, I know this year's been a great year for you so far. You got rated as a 3-star. Obviously, you get on a lot of national radars. Just kind of talk about kind of the work you had to put in, Grady, to kind of get to this point. What was that like for you? The training, going through the reps, the progressions, and everything to kind of get to this part where you at today.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just all part of it. I mean, just going to work every day and just trusting the process. I mean, I don't really care too much about the stars, but I think that just kind of comes with it. And then So I think just going to work with the guys every day and just getting better. That's mostly what I was just worrying about, and then the stars and the rating just happened to come with it.
I got you. Now I got to throw it back real quick. I know you said you played flag football, so I just want to ask you, what is your favorite youth memory from playing? It could be whether you was at Deer Creek or in Oklahoma, but what's been your favorite youth memory so far in your career?
Um, I would say probably just we had there was this league in California where it actually gave us access to like play with some older kids. So I got to me and my brother were on the same team, so we got to um, I'd say our team was pretty good, and we got to play some other teams together.
Okay, and then how was that kind of playing with your brother and being able to play against those other teams?
Yeah, I mean it was from what I can remember, it was pretty fun. I mean I think there was definitely some. I mean, there's probably some instances with other teams where they got a little mad, but it was it was fun though.
Okay, all right, I got you, man. Now I got to ask you from last year, man. What was your favorite road trip with your team, or just favorite game you can remember from last year? Kind of playing with Deer Creek.
Yeah. Um, I mean, I'd say playing Edmond North at their place is always fun. I mean, just playing. I mean, it's a good rival game, and beating them at their place was also it definitely felt pretty good.
Did you get some bragging rights?
Yeah, of course.
All right, love to see that, man. And then if you had to say, just far as this season, what are some things you want to work on this offseason, Grady, just to kind of continue to improve and hone in on your game and get to that next level?
Yeah, I think more like the mental aspect of it, and more of just more learning the defense kind of side of it. I mean, we'll continue definitely to improve on like footwork and um, just the fundamentals of just throwing the ball and the offensive side of it. But I think to be able to read the defense and be on the same page as your coach is definitely a good tool to have.
No doubt. And then do you use like, far as this your training and stuff? I know you said you kind of train with the team. Do you have your own personal trainer just as far as just fine tuning your game, getting right?
Not really. Honestly, I mostly just train with like my coach or me and my teammates mostly. So it's kind of on our own a little bit.
Okay. Like that. Like that. Very, very traditional. Love that. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I gotta ask, man, what is your favorite throw to throw on the football field? Is that an out route, a dig, a slant, a go ball? What's your favorite route to throw on the football field?
Honestly, we don't do too many of them, or we didn't do too many of them last year. But I do like a nice corner ball. I think that if you comes off your hand right, and I think it's just a pretty beautiful ball.
No doubt about it. And then Gray, let me ask you this. Kind of far as with your team, as far as just throwing the football, right? What's kind of the craziest throw you've made over the course of your career that you can remember, as far as whether you threw in double coverage, whether you extended the play and almost got sacked and threw it still and threw a touchdown? Just kind of recount for me kind of your favorite kind of throw in the midst of pressure.
Yeah, so I'd actually say before I was the starter my freshman year, um, it was the first round of playoffs, and we had a trick play wrote up. So I ended up actually coming in and lining up at receiver, and then going in motion, and then getting the ball and throwing it to a receiver down the field. So, and then we ended up scoring on that play. So I think that was probably one of my favorite throwing memories.
Okay, that's pretty. So a little trick play, a little razzle dazzle.
Yeah,
Okay, I
yeah,
like that. Okay. Now let me ask you this last thing with Deer Creek. Just what are some goals you obviously we talked about the footwork and wanting to continue to improve and progress, but what are some individual goals you have for yourself this next season as far as your stats, whether that's touchdowns, yards, and then what is a team goal you want to have as well with your team?
yeah. I mean, it'd always be nice to have at least 30 touchdowns, maybe a couple thousand yards, and then team goals. I think just continue to execute on offense and just just all be on the same page, and then team wise, we have a chance to give it a good run this year, and continue just to continue to win in the playoffs and give it our best shot.
No doubt about it. Well, Grady, now I'm gonna kind of jump into a little bit of recruiting and actually some fun stuff, and then let you get out of here. So I want to kind of know, Grady, like for you, obviously recruiting is it's a constant thing. You're always getting hit up by coaches, but for you, what made Georgia Tech the right fit and place you want to spend your next 3 to 4 years and develop on the next level?
Yeah, I think definitely just the vision that Coach Key has there, and just also the knowledge that that offensive staff has. So I think I could just I think it's a good spot for me to develop and definitely learn under those guys that have a lot of experience.
No doubt. Now, you can't talk a little bit about the relationship because I know you had a bunch of offers, before Tech. Tech recently offered you in March. Kind of how did that offer kind of come to be, with them? And have you been able to be on campus just yet?
Yeah, so I mean, I was like texting and stuff with Coach Winkie for a little while before they offered me, and then we went down and visited them. I think maybe two weeks ago, and so we went and visited and saw the campus and met with all the coaches, and then met with Coach Key, and then that's where he'd offered me in his office after we had a good talk.
Okay, got you. Now, obviously, we talked about building a relationship with them, and obviously wanting to learn from them and their kind of tutelage. But for you, right? I mean, you have other great Ivy League school offers. So, what kind of just made it like, okay, this is the right place? Where as soon as you went there 2 weeks ago, now in April, excuse me, you're already committing. So, what just made it like, okay, yeah, this is where I want to be?
Yeah, I think definitely just the coaches and the people there. I mean, I think there's definitely some good people to be around every day, and just the team atmosphere seemed like a good some good guys to be around every day and work with.
Okay. Now I'm gonna throw out two coaches. One, I want you to kind of talk about. You said you went back and forth with Coach Winkie. So if you can talk about kind of that. I mean, obviously it's a guy that was at the pinnacle of the sport, right? Won a Heisman Trophy. So how cool is that to learn from a guy that was, at the mountaintop and he could teach you the things he knows and also played in the NFL?
Yeah, definitely. I think just the knowledge that he has on being a quarterback and just off the field kind of stuff, dealing with the other side effects of being a quarterback. I think just the knowledge and the coaching that he's able to give is definitely just a big plus that they Georgia Tech has.
No doubt. And then last coach, just offensive coordinator, kind of Buster Farner. What did he kind of just outline as the vision and seeing you fitting into the program and what he kind of sees for you in the future?
Yeah, I mean he definitely made me feel like I belonged in that system and can execute highly in that system. So um, I think with Buster and with Coach Winkie, I think I can. It'll be a pretty electric offense we could have set up.
No doubt. Now, last one on Tech. Just what was your impression of just like everything new that they're building, man? I know you probably got a chance to see it, but new
Yep.
facilities, new weight room, kind of tooling, Bobby Dodd Stadium. What did you kind of thought about that?
Yeah, I mean the facility stuff. That always comes with it, but it's definitely awesome to know that when I get there, they'd be getting a bunch of new stuff, and so it's definitely a nice plus to have.
No doubt. Now that you're committed to Tech, are you going to start doing some recruiting of your own, getting some guys to come down there with you?
Yeah, I mean I've already started a little bit, so
Oh, you already started.
yeah.
The guys are already working. All right. So, couple more. I'll let you get out here. For you, kind of just what's been kind of your what's kind of been your thing? You're just your motivation, I guess we could say, as far as getting you to play sport football. We know you started young, but what's been your motivation, day in, day out, just to continue want to strive and move forward?
Um, I mean I think just just doing it for my family. I think just I mean the amount of like the work and the amount of um sacrifices that they make. I think I just want to just just really just uh all of the sacrifices they made just really can't think of the word, but just really prove that there's a reason that they're making those sacrifices and really just show off all the extra stuff that they've done for me and just continue to just give credit to them for I definitely wouldn't be in this spot without the sacrifices that they made.
No doubt about it. And then for you, man, how important to you is obviously academics. Obviously, when they're going to Georgia Tech, they, 1 in 3 people are a millionaire that go there. Just how important is academics to you and kind of being able to still have life on the football, but also off and being the best person you can be?
Yeah, I mean definitely just like growing up I've always had a good viewpoint on academics. So just like my parents they actually both went Ivy League, so they've always been pretty high on academics. So I mean I think it's definitely a good plus and a good thing to lean back on after college.
No doubt. What's your if you had to say what's your favorite subject?
I kind of bounce around a little bit, but um honestly I don't know. Sometimes it's like a little math, sometimes a little science. It's kind of just moves around a little bit.
Okay. All right. Now let me ask you this. Now I know everybody kind of has their things that they like to kind of do. And obviously we'll talk about hobbies in a second. But if you had to say like, what's a I guess a concept or idea that really kind of draws your attention, like, man, I want to learn more about that. I know for me, just to give an example, like I really like finance, like outside of everything that I do, I really love like learning about stocks and kind of growing your money and stuff like that. But if you had to say, what's a concept idea you like in the academic world that kind of caught your eye?
Yeah, I mean, I think something. Right now, I think I'm something definitely more like the business kind of world.
Okay.
Just something along those lines, and just. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that part of it out, but somewhere in there, I think.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, now let me ask you. Now if Grady Adamson was not playing football, what would he be doing?
Um, I would say playing a lot of golf and a lot of pickup basketball with his friends.
Okay. Well, okay. Now let's break that down. What do you like about golf?
I think just like, it's pretty chill. It's pretty. I mean, it's like your own pace, so you can kind of just have fun with it and just it's pretty relaxing too. So it kind of just takes all the pressure off and just. I mean, it's basically all decided by yourself. So I think it also just trains your mental game a little bit too, because golf can be pretty frustrating mentally.
Oh. And then what about basketball? That's one of my favorites too.
Yeah, I mean I definitely just like being competitive. So I think just going out there and playing and just being competitive against your friends, especially, I think it's just pretty fun.
No doubt. Are you going now? Are you a big NCAA basketball fan or no?
I'm not. I dabble in it. I
Now,
definitely pay attention.
you gonna
Yeah,
watch the game? Are you watching? You gonna watch the game tonight?
yeah, for sure.
Who you got?
I took Purdue in my bracket, but I think UConn will pull it out.
I think UConn gonna win. Okay, I think it's the best matchup we've had in a long time in the national championship game.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, definitely. All right, man. I got a couple more. I'll let you get out of here. Um, we talk about your motivation. We talk about things that you like to do. So, you know, if you had to give advice, right, to somebody that was, in your shoes, grading, that was coming into high school, freshman, obviously they want to be successful, want to get to your level. What would you tell them, just young kids coming in, like what you got to do in order to kind of get to that level and be able to play, obviously next year or in the years following on college?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially now, there's a lot of guys, just chasing the stars, chasing the rankings. So I think I would say just continue to like put your head down and just continue to like just work and follow like the path the coaches have us set on. So I mean, there we go. I think if you just continue to follow the path that our coaches have us set on, and especially our strength coach, I think you'll definitely get to wherever you think you want to get to.
No doubt. And then if you had to say, Grady, who's been the most impactful coach on your career,
Oh,
um, kind of to get where you are?
hold up, I can't hear you. There we go. All
All
right,
right.
say it
All
again.
right. Yes, sir. So I was saying, who's been the most impactful coach on your career? If you had to say that's always going to resonate with you, that you always going to appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely say my OC, my quarterback coach. I mean, either them or my dad, himself. So, I mean, I think going to work every day with my OC and just learning from him and learning stuff about the defenses and different even just life skills. I think it's definitely been a big part.
Got you. Now, if you had to say, man, fun question. If you had to say, what is your favorite post game spot to go eat at, whether it's with your teammates or even with your family, that you have to say, pops, like, hey, we just got a big win. I'm trying to go here. Where you going?
Yeah, I mean, usually we're big Whataburger fans in Oklahoma. So usually the whole team goes over to Whata and get some burger and definitely their cinnamon roll too.
Oh, the cinnamon roll. Okay, so that's how you kind of end it off.
Yeah, yeah,
All right, I got you, man. All right, last two. One. So obviously, without revealing too much, right? You keep some of it to yourself, but if you can, just reveal a little piece. When a player like yourself of your stature, right, they're going like, all right, man, look, bro, this is the reason why you got to come to Georgia Tech. What will go into your recruiting pitch potentially to a teammate or to a guy that you want to come play with you at the university? What would you say?
yeah. I mean, I think, offensively, I think just how I think we can execute at a really high level. I think especially if we get the right guys, and just off the field, I think we could get a bunch of good guys we could bond with and just have a good time with and just create that chemistry.
That would be the okay. And then last one, what can we expect from Grady Adamson in 2024 in the Deer Creek football team next year?
I'd say definitely just a high level execution. I think we'll have a lot. A lot more. Definitely a lot more returning players. I think just returning for another year and with the same offense, I think it definitely just increases the confidence level and just increases our knowledge and just will let us execute at a little higher level.
No doubt. Well, Grady, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're a busy guy. Just thank you for doing this interview, man. Appreciate you. Congrats on your commitment to Georgia Tech.
Thank you.
Good season with Deer Creek.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right. So there goes Grady Adamson. Appreciate him coming on. The exclusive interview will be out soon on the YouTube channel. So y'all check it out. We'll have a story on him for Sports Illustrated on SI. So y'all check it out, man. A lot of fun talking to him, catching up with the newest commit of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, quarterback Grady Adamson from Deer Creek. So appreciate y'all tuning in. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.